Buying, selling slaves is normal in Islam. People, they set slaves free. Muhammad, he slaved them again. You see it? The messenger of Allah, he purchased from him a slave or a female slave. The prophet is purchasing slaves, my friend. Why the prophet is purchasing slaves? Any Abdul? You say to us we get slaves only from war. The prophet buying slaves? What he would do with them for? This is for a snack? We can show in this reference. So here we are not talking about what's wrong, what's right. We are talking about why they lie to us. Why they lie. And there's hadith, there is books, by the way, about how to buy slaves. As an example, if you touch a slave vagina, you have to buy her. That's it. They put her in the stage. Let us show you an example. Yeah, this is what they used to do. Let us get you a picture to give you some pictures of slaveries to explain to you what was going on. And by the way, slavery never stop and will never stop. Will never stop. And even the heaven of Allah is the heaven of slavery. You go to there, Allah will send 72 slave girls or a whore. He will enslave them to be sex slaves for eternity in heaven. I saw before a picture. Yeah, here, like this one as an example. Those are for sale. This is the market. This is the market. If you go there's many books like Muwatta Malik as an example. If a person he touch a woman vagina and she is a slave, you have to buy her. You can touch but not her vagina. But if you touch the vagina, you can, but then you must buy her. That's it. There's a story on Ibn Umar that when he buys slaves, he always touches their breast. He lift up their skirts to see their legs and her ass. Let me see if I can find you the reference. Okay. Look, I found the Islamic website uh, about the ruling about looking at the slaves and touching them in the purpose of buying. Islamweb.net. Fatwa number. Let me show you the fatwa number. 272938. See it? This is the numbers. The numbers in Arabic. What is the ruling about touching slaves in the for the purpose, looking and touching slaves for the purpose of buying? And here they explain to you what is the purpose. uh, from Ibn Hanbal, he says it is okay if he kissed her, if he wanted to buy. Because she have nothing forbidden in her, nothing forbidden in her. All right. And it is allowed أجاز تقليب الصدر والظهر بمعنى لمسه من فوق الثياب. It's allowed for you, before you buy her, to touch her breast and her back from the top of the cloth. Some of the scholars says it's better not to do that, like, before you buy it. Everything which is about, you are allowed to look from the sleeves of somebody else. It's allowed to touch it if he like can protect himself from the from the desire. Like, you get horny right away, because you have to wait until you get her home. You can't jump on her in the street. And then he says it is not allowed to touch for the sake of a desire, because you did not buy her yet. She's not yours. See how conservative the Muslims. I mean, after you buy her, you can have sex with her, but now you did not buy her, so why you want to enjoy something is not yours? Haram, haram. Question about the man. He is looking at this. He want to buy a slave. Is it okay to look at her hands? He says, I hope there's no problem with that. And he said, what about her waist and her legs? He says, I don't think that's as necessary. I mean, rules. From Al-Imam As-Sarkhasi, he says, if a man, he wanted to buy a slave, it's okay for him to look at her hair, her chest, her legs. And if he wished, like if you have a desire, because the purpose of it is buying, and it's not going to be how much is going to be unless he can see. I mean, come on, you want the guy to buy and pay and name the price without checking the product? But in the Muslim video, they say to us, no, in Islam we cannot do that. Right? And let us look another hadith. There's a hadith we did not mention. Anyone remember? Every human being, he is not a Muslim, should be enslaved. Every human being, he is not a Muslim, should be enslaved. This is Sahih al-Bukhari. The verse in the Quran, chapter 3, 110, it says, you are the best of mankind. Islam is a fascist religion. Islam is a fascist religion. Believe that Muslims are a supremacist. Muslims are supreme. You see, they talk about the white supremacist people. The Islam is the same, Nazi, fascist. They think they are the best of mankind, and everyone else should be their slaves. Read carefully. This is Sahih hadith, not da'if, they say to you, and this is explain the Quran. From chapter 3, verse 110, it says, you are the best of mankind. Means the best of the people for the people, as bring them with the chains around their necks until they embrace Islam. And now, until they embrace Islam, are they going to be freed? No, not necessarily. As an example, the story of Bilal. Bilal, He was a Muslim. He converted to Islam. Still, he did not. He wasn't freed. So the best of mankind are the Muslims, for they believe they are supremacist a group. You know, they are a nation by themselves. Muslim, by the way, they believe they are a nation. They are, you know, this is their ethnic. Their ethnic is Islam. So we are the best of mankind, and you are nothing. You are our slave, and we bring you with a chains around your neck. Are we making things up? Muslims, are we making things up? Where it says Bilal wasn't freed? Okay, that's a good question. Where it says Bilal wasn't freed? Here we go. Bilal is begging for his freedom. Show me where it says Bilal was freed. And if Bilal was freed, this is after him begging. But as I know, Muhammad, he never free Bilal. Muhammad, he died, and Bilal is asking his real owner, which is the one who bought him, Abu Bakr. If you bought me for the sake of Allah, well, free me for the sake of Allah. If you bought me for yourself, then keep me for yourself.